Deftones are an alternative metal band who were formed in Sacramento in 1988. They're still going with 4 members, and they have 4 ex-members. They did have 15 years with a stable lineup. Their first album was released in 1995, and they have released 8 more since then.
Hi, my name's Dan, and this is a review of the album White Pony by Deftones, and it was released in the year 2000 and was their 3rd studio album, and it's my first time listening to it. This has been labelled as alternative metal, whatever that means. I'm going to back out of that and say I don't really know whether I think that's an appropriate labelling or not. So I have to confess that I got to a point with this review where I got my place that I made notes and do it on a computer open, and was listening to little snatches of it, having done 2 listens already to the album. And I was listening and thinking, what am I going to say? And maybe I thought, am I getting review fatigue? Well, I've done a lot of reviews. It wouldn't be surprising if I have occasions when I go, I don't know what to say. So I'm going to try my hardest and pull this round and say something. But I think this is because in some ways this album didn't make a huge impression on me. So it's guitar-based metal. It's mostly not chuggy, but it's also mostly not kind of guitar hero soaring solos. It's also, the vocals are mostly sung rather than grunted or screamed. There's a bit of grunting on Elite, which actually I quite enjoyed. He's got a decent voice for it. It's quite human and straightforward. It's a little bit compressed to give it a kind of, I don't really know how to describe that feel. There's a little bit of a hint of the Evanescence feel to it, although they're more symphonic, and as a female singer, I do quite enjoy Evanescence, and I quite enjoyed that aspect of it, the kind of the singing through that's going on here. And a lot of it is basically musical noise at a medium pace with a bucket snare that cuts through really well. I noticed that snare quite a lot. We've got chords and we've got discords at times, and we've sometimes got some complexity, particularly in the drum beats, that kind of leans towards prog metal, but is only it's like a third of the way down the road towards prog metal, maybe. It has a tendency at times to do the kind of quiet, loud, quiet cycle that was a grunge thing. So at times it's quite atmospheric, and I think those are the bits that I probably enjoyed most. When it was loud, it felt quite kind of compressed. It felt it probably needed to be pushed up to quite a loud volume to get the overall feel of it, but otherwise kind of felt a bit like a kind of level continuum of stuff. The songs are stories, apparently, from what I've read, quite dark ones at times. So ultimately, I didn't dislike it, but I struggled at times to find elevating qualities to latch onto. At other points in time, there was maybe a quarter of the amount of time on the album to a quarter of the third where I would kind of say I actively was enjoying it. So that's it. It's not negative, but it's not a hugely positive response from me to this album. But as always, I'd love to know what you think of this album, and whether you think I'm getting review fatigue and should refocus or what's going on here. Please do talk to me through the comments. But that's it from me for now.